What is going on, everybody? Today is day number 70 of the series. Kind of can't believe we made it there. But it is Zane here as always, and I appreciate you guys for tuning in. So we've got another morning episode today. Just like yesterday, kind of woke up like 10-15 minutes ago, so bear with me just a little bit. Kind of getting my motor function as we speak. But, so yesterday was Thursday. Went to a men's group and everything. Had a good time doing that. And one of the topics was control. I kind of wanted to hop on here and talk to you guys because I feel like as young men, as a young man, even just people in general, we always kind of want to control things. And as much as that sounds great, and as much as it feels good to control certain things, you kind of have to sometimes just let go. It's a skill to be able to let go of things and not be tied to the outcome. Like I said, as a young man, I think a lot of us sometimes have to take a step back and focus on what we can do and kind of learn to not focus on the things that we can't control. There's always going to be so many factors to an outcome. There's always going to be so many factors to anything that you pursue in life. There's so many things going on. There's lots of moving parts, I guess you could say. And figuring out the best way that you're useful to yourself and to your situation is what's by far the most important. The more that you can work on controlling what you can control and kind of letting go of the things that you can't control, I think you tend to lead a happier life. I tend to have this idea of how I want all these different things, in my life to play out. And, sometimes, I do get attached to the outcome, or sometimes I do get attached to the process of how things are going to work, or, what I can do. It's very important to figure out and learn the best way that you can attack your situation. And trust me, there is a big key factor of controlling what you can control. Obviously in some certain situations, you're going to be able to control a lot of things. And it's important to be able to have control and to have discipline and to have all these things readily accessible to yourself so that you can kind of make sure things are going well. But no matter what situation, there's always going to be things that you can't control. There's going to be variables that are out of your hands. There's going to be other people involved. There's going to be, there's just going to be so many things that you can't fully get a grasp on. And, I just want to come on here and talk about how I think as young people and, like I said, just people in general, you have to learn to kind of let things go sometimes. And I really just mean not being tied to an outcome. I know I've already said it once, but it's important because a lot of people get tied to an outcome and it really bothers them, or you have an idea of how something's going to go and it doesn't go that way, and people really struggle with that. I myself sometimes have struggled with that, of course. But yeah, like I said, it's day number 70. It's a morning episode, still waking up. And I thought control was a big important one because especially for instance YouTube. I can only control so much of it. My job, I can only control so much of it. Those kind of things. And all you can do is work toward your goals, work toward what you're working on, and so on and so forth. And play your best role, work hard, do what you can, and things will change. I have this idea of how I want my life to go. And sometimes I get tied to that, that end goal, that retirement state, if you will. And, I'm only 21, so thinking about it this early is good. It's good to have those thoughts. It's good to be aware. But I think that trying to control it 20 years in advance, 30 years in advance, 40 years in advance, only causes myself and lots of other people in certain circumstances to kind of go crazy. Not in a bad way crazy, but you're leading yourself down a path that inevitably you can't control. you can only do so much 30, 40 years in advance, if that makes sense. Hopefully this video made sense. I just really want to hop on here, especially for you young guys that are watching these videos. Focus on what you can control and learn to let go of what you can't control. There's going to be both of those things in your life. And the more you focus and hone in on what you can control, the more discipline you have in those areas of your life will improve. And then the more that you can let go and kind of just learn to live in the moment, learn to work hard on what you're doing, and then let go of that outcome and let go of the things that you cannot control, I promise you're going to be a little bit happier. You're gonna see improvement a little bit faster. In certain moments in my life, I've caught myself focusing too much on the end goal, or focusing on the outcome of what's going to happen during me doing something, or things kind of along those lines, and it always ends up being a distraction. As a young man, you got to be careful with distractions as well. As a young person in general, I don't mean to exclude anybody else, but you've got to be careful with distractions, especially leading a driven life. There's always going to be things to take you away from what you're trying to do, from where you're trying to go, from what's in the focus and the forefront of your mind. There's always going to be distractions. There's always going to be things to pull you back. There's a lot more distractions than there is things to keep you focused and to keep you honed in. So again, stay focused. Control what you can. Don't worry about what you can't. Hopefully you all have had a wonderful week. Today is Friday. We got some fun stuff coming up this weekend. Like I said, it's day number 70. Feels crazy to even say that. But we've got 41 more days, or 40 more days of the series. And yeah, thank you all for tuning in. It's been Zane, and I will see you guys tomorrow for day number 72.